Hello and welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you are so inclined. In today's video, we're taking a look at these. The ASTRO A50 wireless gaming headset. Now these are the Gen 4s and they come in at a cool £289 or $300 US. That's a lot of money. Now you can buy a mid-range graphics card for that, so these better be good. But anyway, let's take a look at them. Now the first thing I noticed the moment I got these out of the box was the build quality is supreme, which you would expect for $300 to be perfectly honest, but as I tried to flex them I realised I couldn't because the whole thing just moves with little force needed, and given that so many parts of this move around, we have a microphone that moves up and down. Listen. No rattle whatsoever. Now this thing is very, very nice. To size the headset, you've got these bars here that simply slide up and down, but they're very, very tough, so they don't just naturally move everywhere. And you do have these little white markers just to show you where you're at, so if you do get a setup that's perfect for you, you can just hold it on here. However, unless you're sharing your headset, once you've got it sized to your head, that's the size it stays at as a general rule. Now, the ear cups on these, I do absolutely adore. Check this out, they are replaceable, and to do that, you just pull them off. They're held on with these 3 magnets. Now, this is good for replaceable. I do like replaceable ear cups, and you can get a mod kit from Astro for this, but it is rather expensive, and after you've already paid $300, would you really want to spend that money? But the build quality is outstanding. Now on the ears themselves, at the top you have the power button, which you should be aware, if you don't turn the power off on these and try to charge, it just won't. They'll just sit there and eventually go to sleep, but still not charge up. So make sure you do hit that. It's just a switch here. Then underneath that, you have your surround selector, whether you want spatial audio, which on this PlayStation version is in fact just Dolby Audio. And then you have your EQ preset button here as well. Now at the bottom on the corner, you do have this infinity wheel to change and adjust the volume. And the chat to game mixer is on the ear cup itself. So you have a bit of a button here on either side. This side for voice, this side for game, which is very, very handy. However, it is on the right hand side, which that's the trigger finger, Astro. You should have everything on the left. However, this is a very, very nice headset. Is it worth the money? Well, let's move on to the audio test and find out. I'll give you a quick hint. Yeah, it's fantastic for gaming. Not so much for music and movies, but for gaming it's awesome. So let's move on to that section now.
This headset is remarkably gaming only. Listening to music and watching video content isn't overly great. You sometimes get a bit of electrification sound, as I'd call it, to the audio. However, in-game, the audio is absolutely spectacular, and that is in fact what this headset is. It's just purely for gaming. It is a cut above. You can tell direction of audio and distance, which is very handy for FPS gaming and in fact sim race gaming as well. You can tell where the other cars are in relation to yourself. Now I will back off a little bit just to listen through the Division 2 benchmark to see if we can pinpoint some sound. Now of course the audio that you get at your side has been processed by YouTube, so probably isn't the same as what I hear at this side. The audio from that is very, very good. You can pinpoint everything. Now you can actually change the EQ and set your own presets for this. You can adjust it yourself to make it even better. So I'm sure with music and videos with time, you probably could get it right. So I think we'll take a look at the software now. Here we are in the Astro Command Center. Not a great deal to this one, to be perfectly honest with you. We're straight into the equalizer presets. Now, if you do have the mod kit, there is a specific EQ for that. As you can see here, it does change over on the right hand side. Now the standard one that comes with this is the Astro settings. You've then got media, so for content consumption, YouTube videos such as this, for instance. And then Pro, which is the one I use. Now this is better for FPS gaming and things such as that. And then Studio, which is just a studio reference. Now if we move across, we'll skip microphone for now, but if we move across the stream pot, you can change the EQ for this, so the volume of certain aspects of it, so it's already preset to the microphone being the lead audio, then the chat audio, and then in fact the game audio, and you do have the option for auxiliary as well. Now in the microphone settings, again, not a great deal. You do have various settings for the noise gate, so streaming, night, home and tournament. I just have mine set to home. And you've got the USB mic level. Now I'd always recommend turning this down. You don't want the audio to clip like it did at the start of this video. And then we have the side tone, which is just you being able to hear your own voice through the drivers themselves as you speak in real time. And there we are. Then we've just got the settings bit here, which again, it's just the default balance between game and chat. Now You can change this manually on the headset, but you can set it as a preset to start however, and then you've got your alert volume. I have mine to full. I like to know if my headset is losing charge, for instance. Anyway, moving on. So here we are with the mic test. Now, it's pretty good. I've made no adjustments from this whatsoever. I've just recorded it straight into Audacity and then aligned the audio with what I filmed and put it in the video for you. I may have adjusted the volume slightly. I'm sure if I have, I'll have that coming up on screen. Now, the only disappointing thing about this microphone is that you can't change the settings. If on headsets that cost half the price of this, you can. I would have expected it, again, on a $300 headset, but ultimately it sounds pretty good. It's crisp, it's solid. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with it, to be perfectly honest. And again, with not having anything to set up, it is just out of the box, ready to go. So, yeah, make your own judgment based on this recording.
I thought we'd have a quick look at the accessories that come with it, because there are only 3 other aspects to this. You get this micro USB cable. It's not very long, but it doesn't need to be, because it just connects the base station. But at $300, I'd have expected Type-C, and I'd have expected a braided cable, which this most definitely is not. We also get this optical lead to connect this base station. The base station itself is a very good bit of kit. I'm sure I've got an image coming up on screen for the back of it. If you look at the I/O on this, you have a USB Type-A connector. You also have digital in and digital out, which is great news for me. My speaker system for my PC is actually set up through digital out. And then you've got your micro USB connector on there. Now this base station is really quite cool. It does charge the headset, so you never have to worry about it. It's just always charged. You do have a little cutout as well on one of the sides to make sure you can't put this in the wrong way. That goes the way of the microphone. I would have expected braided cables. I would have expected a Type-C connector. But anyway, now in terms of compatibility, this thing is compatible with both PC, PS4 and PS5 according to the box. There is an Xbox specific version as well. Now instead of buying both, if you like all platforms, PC and all the consoles, you can in fact just buy a base station for a PlayStation or for the Xbox and use the same headset. You don't need to buy a completely new set. It's all about the base station. Now, you can tell the difference between whether or not it's working on Xbox or for the PlayStation by this subtle mark here. The entire design is pretty much black, and then you've got this silver bit, or grey, however you want to word it, to indicate that this is for the PlayStation 4 and 5. For the Xbox, it's a golden one. But like I said, you wouldn't need to buy the full set again. You can just buy a new base station for about £130, which is not great, but it's better than spending another $300. Now, in conclusion with this headset, as I stated earlier, movies and music, not that great, but this is unashamedly a gaming headset. I mean, look at the design. It's remarkably gaudy, but it's very, very comfortable. Even the top of this bit here, which at first I thought was going to be quite harsh and hard on my head, it's actually quite nice. Don't get me wrong, after a 5-hour session, you're definitely taking the headset off and rubbing your face a little bit, but this thing is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So, in conclusion, do I think it's worth $300? It's a difficult one to say. I mentioned earlier you could probably get a mid-range graphics card for that. So if you've got money to burn, if you're already running a 3090, then fair enough. $300 probably isn't that big a deal for you. So I definitely would recommend these because the audio is just far better for gaming. I mean, I have some good headsets behind me here. There is the V2 Pro from Black Shark. I've got the Arctis 7, the Corsair Virtuoso. All of these are very good headsets. But this, in terms of gaming, especially with FPS games, it's far superior, far superior. You can pinpoint where people are, you can pinpoint how far away they are, which is an absolute godsend when you're gaming. Now, again, yeah, this is an absolutely fantastic headset. It's not for everyone at that price, but it is very, very good. I'm very impressed. I do feel that the price tag is kind of worth it. Great headset. That's pretty much it. Now, if you did like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you didn't but watched to the end, I'm sorry I couldn't entertain you. I will try harder in future. Please feedback below. I'm all about the comments. But yeah, have a nice day, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. But thank you very much for watching, everyone. Goodbye.